Minecraft has always offered a range of PvP experiences, from classics like Bed Wars and Sky Wars to modern PvP like Mace and Crystal. But how did the player versus player community change from the early days of Minecraft to today? Before 1.8, there wasn't much in the way of PvP. On the beta versions, players could attack each other with a maximum of around 2 clicks per second. Notably, bow spamming was overpowered. There was no need to aim, just arrow spam. Due to the lack of combat features, PvP in this era kind of stopped here. The 1.8 update came out on September 2nd, 2014. It was the last version which allowed spam clicking to attack before the 1.9 combat update, which added a cooldown between hits. More on that later. The basics of 1.8 are what appealed to players. The simplicity mixed with the strategy, mixed with the high clicks per second, is what allowed 1.8 to become the first major PvP community. With the rise of 1.8, Hypixel emerged, rising to the top of the server list. It provided 1.8 minigames such as Skyblock, Bed Wars and Bridge, bringing a whole new realm to the world of Minecraft PvP. Take Hypixel Bridge Duels as an example. Though it came out in 2018, it embodied the idea of Hypixel PvP. It brought never-before-seen ideas to player-versus-player combat with a new, unique idea. In around 2017, the legend himself, Technoblade, made his legendary debut on Minecraft Bed Wars, demolishing the win streak record by winning 1,000 consecutive Hypixel Bed Wars games. Technoblade was the king of 1.8 PvP for years. Hypixel's undebatable prime was during the COVID years of 2020 and 2021. The server peaked at 216,000 players on April 16, 2021, but Hypixel has always maintained a player base of around 40,000 regular active players. Around this time, other 1.8 PvP servers began to arise. Importantly, EU servers like Minemen appeared, bringing a whole new range of players. The most significant players of the 1.8 PvP scene were Technoblade, Gamerboy80 and now Dewier. The 1.9 combat update, added on February 29, 2016, was the first Minecraft version to introduce a cooldown between hits. This changed the meta from spam clicking and high CPS to strategic, well-timed combos. While there isn't a huge player base on 1.9 PvP, some players find it to be better than 1.8. There isn't much more to say about 1.9, just that it allowed the modern PvP era to develop. However, there was one item which would change the PvP meta forever: the shield. The shield was added in 2016 along with the 1.9 combat update. It was the first item which allowed for the player to be fully protected from attacks by absorbing all damage. The only downside was that it loses durability, but the chances of a fight going on that long was low, so there was really no disadvantage to the shield. It also allowed for projectiles to be blocked, so players finally had a way to deal with bow spam. Then, there was one more tiny detail to the shield which changed the meta: the knockback protection. When blocking with a shield, any knockback from melee attacks is prevented. While at first this might not sound that important, it changed the way combos would work. The shield will be used in the future in almost every aspect of Minecraft PvP. Now that we've covered the classic Minecraft player versus player genres, it's time to move on to the current, modern PvP types. By modern, I mean types such as Crystal, Mace, and Sword. Before moving on, I want to take a quick moment to ask you to subscribe. You may have noticed, but I'm very much a small YouTube channel. I haven't had much time recently to create videos due to exams, but now that I'm a bored teen on summer break, I can mass produce high quality, entertaining videos. Subscribing gives me the motivation to continue, and it's a free way to show your support. Remember, you can unsubscribe at any point. But anyway, back to the video. It's important to note that Crystal PvP has been around since 2016, initially developed through players of 2b2t, the Anarchy server. By the way, if you would like to see a video with this style about the history of the 2b2t server, let me know in the comments. Despite Crystal being around this long, it wasn't properly crowned until later on. The first main PvP type I'm going to talk about is 1.20 PvP. 1.20 utilises the sword like all other PvP types. The difference, however, is it uses the less used items such as the crossbow, lava buckets and even cobwebs. While UHC has used these items before in the early days of Minecraft, 1.20 was the first major version to officialise it as a combat type. 1.20 was the next big step into the future of Minecraft PvP. As I said before, Crystal PvP has been around since 2016, but it was only properly crowned during the years of 2024 and onwards. Crystal relies on fast thinking, as well as specific keybinds, using respawn anchors, ender pearls, fully enchanted netherite armor, and most notably, the end crystal. End crystals do significant damage when the player is above it, while doing very little damage when the player is below it. Players would utilise this using an anchor to get below their opponent, then rapidly placing end crystals to drain their opponent's health. If you enjoy Crystal PvP, or want to learn it, or if you're just bored, I recommend you watch my own video, Mastering Crystal PvP in 7 days. Crystal PvP's fame was hugely helped by the rise of Dr. Donut, especially through his server, the Donut SMP. And now, moving on to the final, most recent addition to the Minecraft PvP scene, the Mace. The Mace was added on June 13th, 2024 as part of the 1.21 Trials update. Attacking with the Mace while falling negates fall damage and deals additional damage depending on the distance fallen. Players could use this to deal huge damage by pairing the Mace with an Elytra and fireworks. This was the last huge change to PvP. Players could now launch themselves through the air and destroy opponents in a single hit. And so, this was how Minecraft's player versus player combat changed from 2011, when Minecraft first released, until today in 2026, 15 years later.